Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're gathered here for, what episode is this, guys?
12, baby.
12. Wow. Big one, too.
It's not 12.
That's what I told you. You should have wore. You should have wore.
I didn't know it was actually 12.
Oh, that's why you said that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Dude, we're even talking. Well, sorry, I don't want to spoil the topic. We got a pretty great topic for you guys tonight. I'm just going to hand it right over to Luke. So right now we're talking about one of the biggest things to happen in the NFL offseason so far is Tom Brady came out of retirement.
It's a Big 12.
Mm-hmm.
Big
12.
I mean, Tom Brady is pretty goddamn old, all right?
Dude, that guy's a goddamn dinosaur.
Yeah, he's like a fucking dinosaur. Crazy thing is
ancient.
Matt. Do you think dinosaurs are they even real, Matt? Matt, are they even real?
Matt, come on.
Why are we comparing the guy that's real to
dinosaurs-
something that might not be real?
I think dinosaurs were created by men who wanted to exploit the system and cash out on a fake creature and build this whole corporation off of it.
There we go. System, like Tom Brady. He's a system quarterback.
You're playing the system.
we just tied it together.
What's unravel there?
All right, but like before we get into that Tom Brady topic, let's talk about this. Wait,
I'll say, is Tom Brady real? Is Tom Brady real?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Well, I gotta ask a special
Do you
guest.
think they faked that video of him kissing his son?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
directly
Directly
too. So, special guest number 2, guys. You gotta introduce
Number
him.
2.
Number 2. Second special guest.
I like
Our
that.
special guest here, we're joined with Josh. I won't go into his last name because he's a man of secrecy.
Absolutely.
Thank you,
We're
sir.
going blacked out. What's it called? The whole
Thank you,
time?
sir.
Yeah, but we're gonna bleep his face out.
Yeah,
I
just like
Yeah.
definitely know what to do.
bleep
with
my
that, or we're
face
gonna
out.
change his voice.
Also,
Change my voice.
can we get a shout out to the Instagram guys? We do have an Instagram. It is
Locker Rooms Legends, follow it. Follow it.
at Locker Rooms Legends. That's what the Instagram is.
And what's the TikTok?
It's the same thing.
Same thing.
At Locker Rooms
If
Legends.
you go to the Instagram, you'll find the TikTok.
All
It's
right,
on
all right.
there.
Before we get into the Tom Brady topic, the real topic of the day, let's talk about dinosaurs. Are they real, Matt? Are they real?
I don't think they are.
I don't think they are. Why? Why do you think that, huh? Why do you think
How
that?
do I think that? I think that what was to gain from the creation of the dinosaur was so big
The
that
dino.
people would create this false sense of, wow, look, I found these great bones. And now look, we got kids who grow up, they love dinosaurs, they buy the dinosaur toys, they sell these bones,
Yep.
they build up these
Jurassic
big
Park.
bones. Jurassic Park's an industry now.
Man, it is.
It's a huge industry. The incentive to create these fake creatures was so big that people would build up these. They would find a tooth from a dinosaur, and they'd construct an entire skeleton out of it. It's crazy.
But using what?
Oh, I don't know. It's like 19. This is like 1819.
What could they use?
Is that when the first skeleton was ever found? Was
They
1819?
found a tooth.
They found one tooth. Let me
Found
guess.
a
It was
tooth?
in like somewhere in like fucking Montana or something, right?
It was in the U.S.
It was in the U.S.
Yes.
So just to piggyback off of that, why has all these like skeletons only been found in like the United States? I'm not hearing countries like India or all of the NATO countries finding dinosaurs. Maybe some places in Europe might be finding, but every stigma of like excavating dinosaurs have all been in the United
Can
States.
we get on that box?
So when the first bone was
We
found, is
have
that what you're
that.
asking?
No, no.
Where?
Bones. He thinks that the majority of bones that are found.
They are.
Or just in the United States?
They are. There's a giant rush.
Yeah, can you fact check me on that?
There's a giant rush.
Oh yeah, you always like
1800s
box it on that.
to
You
find all
gotta,
these
you
bones.
gotta make sure you snap your fingers, okay?
God.
See, here's what I want to say about those. When I'm finding the first dinosaur bone or the first dinosaur discovery was in England, okay. But really, what I'm saying is, when was this industry made?
1819, I believe.
See, but what I'm saying is, it wasn't really an industry back then, though. That wasn't until recently.
He's wrong.
So I'm saying is, factually, in the 1800s, they actually found dinosaurs.
Wait.
And they didn't make it a market until recently, more of like the late 1900s.
Interesting.
What's that joke?
But they were still selling the bones. They were still cashing out the bones.
Okay.
There was this
There
great
was
thing
always
called
still
the,
an industry.
what was it called? I think it was called the bone. It was called the bone race or something.
Well, yeah. So you're
two
saying
guys were out there in America just searching. They kept finding different fossils and bones, and they kept competing for each other.
I was gonna say, you think that they were just out there searching for bones and they were getting nothing from it? They're getting something from looking for dinosaur bones.
Was it just
Like-
America? Are you sure?
They're not just doing it for sport.
No, well then you got to think. The average Joe is like, you know what? I'm gonna look here.
Yeah.
What gave them that hunch to look in that certain area?
It's like the gold mine.
Yeah, there have been reports of people being told to look in certain places
So who are those people?
Yes,
though?
yes, yes.
So are those maybe like lizard people telling them like, hey, like I want you to look
Hey,
here.
my ancestors are down there, dog. Go find them.
I know.
Go
where
dig
they're
up my
at.
G-Paw right now,
I
bro.
think we got something right here.
Nice.
Glasses guy.
Guys. Why are
From
we just
all
saying? Why
four
are you
eyes
just
here?
saying America? What makes you think just America?
Well, let me hear it. Let me hear
Let's
it.
hear it.
Let's hear it.
Because it says right here, it's been found on every continent on Earth.
Wait, all
Every continent on Earth, guys. And we're going, guys. Hey, you know me. I'm a big .org guy. So scholarly articles we're talking here. We're talking Antarctica. We're talking, says North America, China, Argentina, the high deserts. Come on, is that just America?
It's not a continent.
Well, it's
Yeah, it's an Asian
It's just
shit.
it's Asia. But I'm saying these are places that's been found that are not America.
So
So
Pangea.
Pangea, yes.
I've also seen records of the first dinosaur found might have been early 1800s in China.
Guys, it's not just
And
America.
the guy thought it was a dragon bone.
That is an argument I've also heard is that people find these bones, they don't know what they are. They think they're either dragons or they just think they're really big pieces of.
Another one I saw was a guy thought it was just a giant human. He just believed it was a we descended from giant humans.
That
and
is something I
we
also
thought-
heard. People, when they originally found fossils of woolly mammoths, they just thought they were giant cyclopses.
Oh god.
That's a hot
Giant,
take.
they thought they were giants.
I like that.
I mean,
Wait.
this is like 1800s.
Wait, so I gotta ask, would you
Right.
guys believe all
People
those
still believe in
animals?
God, you know.
Would you believe all those animals are real, or would you believe a dinosaur's real over all those kind of animals?
Well,
What do you
so when you're comparing
Oh,
dinosaurs and then like woolly mammoths, there's now like a 65 million year gap between those.
Well, dragons are real, but I don't believe in dinosaurs.
Wait.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
So that's where it crossed the line.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoa, draw
That makes
line.
sense.
Draw that line.
Dinos are not real. With dragons, with fire reason,
Correct.
yeah, that's the thing.
Totally.
But wait, what's with the woolly mammoth? How they were?
He said 65.
Well, there's like a major gap between reptilian dinosaurs and then fully haired mammals.
Really?
I do
Yes.
agree with that. It does seem
Odd.
very interesting that they all just vanished all at once. That is
That's
a
the
very
thing that-
interesting
yeah.
point.
That's the
Like,
one
is
thing
it
that's
is it a quinky dink that like this massive meteor just like happened?
Is
to
it a
just
coup?
As it is.
Ran into the Earth?
You ever
'Cause
seen
for
the movie
it-
2012?
Haven't seen the movie 2012. Yes.
Yeah.
We're talking about a great flood here.
Why was
Just wiped it all out.
We're well overdue of a great
I
flood.
have
episode.
heard
an earthquake?
that there are certain points leading to dinosaurs' slow extinction as well.
Really?
I did not actually look into what those points were, but I did see that there are points made that there were a slow decline in the population of dinosaurs, and then the meteor just kind of wiped out the rest of them.
Are there
That's
any
what I've
still dinosaurs still?
I mean, there's the Yagways and Gigantopithecus, but I don't think
Yeah.
count those.
no.
Okay.
I haven't
I
seen
mean, those are-
Gigantopithecus.
Those are real.
I mean, like the
Yeah,
dinosaurs.
Bigfoots, yeah.
But
Oh, I forgot the other one was a fuck.
so it was very interesting in America. You needed a license, right, to look for these fossils.
Mm.
And they hey, just go look over there.
Why do I need a license to go dig? Why can't I just
Why?
dig right here?
Maybe it's because you're paying to get
So
into the
they
club.
need, so in 18 whatever they required a license to be able to dig.
Interesting.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That
Hey,
so
go look over there.
in
man.
18
Trust me.
something like the wild freaking west that you needed an actual license or a permit to be able to dig.
And then they'd say, hey, just go over there, man. Trust me, you'll find something. You'll find something.
It's a little sus to me.
You gotta pay to get in the
Oh,
club.
you
But at
found
the
it?
same
But
time,
yeah.
at the same time though, if you're not paying and no one has any regulation on it, why the hell would I not just start digging everywhere?
That's what I just said though. Why can't I just
No,
dig in the backyard?
I'm just building that. We don't want that to happen. We don't want that. Why? Question: why don't you see a Taco Bell right next to me right now? Because there's permits in place to make sure all this area right now is residential housing.
Is that a thing?
So
I get
yeah.
it.
Yes.
It's
So
interesting.
Absolutely.
Interesting that I
I
got
can
brought
just
to
get
Taco Bell.
So it's the same. But it's the same idea that if we just don't have any regulation in it, people start digging everywhere.
I
And
know.
we gotta keep areas nice. You can't just have
I like
everywhere.
that.
Just
I don't think that's where they were
Makes
going
sense.
with it though. To keep
In the
things nice.
1800s?
1800s there were still fucking dirt roads.
Oh,
or
to keep things hidden?
Well, maybe,
shitting in
maybe
the fucking
it was just to keep
backyard.
the money in their pockets.
I'm gonna say
They
keep
still
things
shit in
hidden.
the backyard. I feel like back then.
Wait, you guys know?
Oh,
sorry.
no,
If
I
my
would
dog can do it.
Keep things hidden, right?
I thought if the dog could do it, I could do it too.
Best.
He doesn't pay bills.
Was it a federal permit that you had to get?
I don't know.
Here's what I found, and I did not look that far into it. All I was told is that you did need a permit to go.
You can look.
You need on that? What kind of permit do you need? What kind of permit do I need to dig up bones?
Something else was
Boom.
one man went to South America and he found about 6,000 fossils.
Yikes.
So what? No one found any fossils for that many years, and then one guy goes in there and finds 6,000.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of fossils? Like all dinosaur, like shit.
So
6,000?
he just kind of went over and said, "Hey guys,
Did he find a whole dinosaur?
I found a dinosaur bone.
So
Did
you
you find
guess-
a whole dinosaur? 6,000.
There's never been
Well,
a
I was gonna say
full
that-
dinosaur found.
But
To
you
be-
found 6,000.
To be fair though,
Big.
yeah, like 6,000 fossils could be like 1,000 could be for one dinosaur.
Well,
Correct.
I feel like how many dinosaurs?
But there has never been a full skeleton constructed from these fossils found.
Point. That's a good point. But I've also looked into the education level to get into become a paleontologist, which is study dinosaurs. Average salary is 91,000.
Ooh.
But they do need bachelor's degree, which is basic. But they also normally need doctorates or masters.
91K for PhD is not.
Okay, well, what about if you do?
So that there's that the money, but also
Sorry, teachers.
also
Okay.
the schooling you need is probably a master's or doctorate. So you're probably looking at like 8 years of schooling for what, a sham? 8 years of schooling for a sham?
sham?
Is that
not a sham? It's an exclusive club you get into.
So they go to 8 years of school to know what the system. I feel like
What about
they're
NASA?
learning about the
How long did it take to
dinosaurs.
For NASA.
When was
That's
the
a
last
sham.
time a dinosaur was actually dug up?
Okay.
Can you get on that?
Yeah.
Hey,
I think
to be a scientist, how long
I think
does
they're
that
still
take to
doing
be a scientist?
When
You work all your way up to get to
That's probably
NASA,
very
for them to
hard.
be like, hey, it's all just a joke.
Well, that's. I feel like that's too.
Moon landing
totally
wasn't real.
Yeah.
Coming from someone who's in the scientific field, I don't think these are the same thing.
Wait, you think we've been up there?
Well, there's still some.
You think we don't
At
live
the
in
end of
a
the day,
dome?
these scientists are still making our cars and powering our homes, so they're at least doing something.
But they're not going to space. That's all that
We
matters.
don't need to get into that.
Is
We
that-
really don't.
On the next podcast.
So what I'm saying is, are paleontologists really just going to school to learn the business, to learn all this, or they're going to school to become paleontologists? And
Current ones like now.
Yes.
Well, the argument would be now is that they're learning a lie.
That's what he's saying.
They're learning the industry that was created, and now they're getting in there and there's no such thing as dinosaurs.
Yeah, dinosaurs
That's
were
what he's
created for
asking. What are
monetary
they
gain.
doing? They're spending 8 years to then be told, hey guys, it was just a joke.
I mean, they never find out. They just go and they look, and they're like, "Why aren't we finding any bones?"
So it's like Bigfoot.
What in what ways like Bigfoot?
Because Bigfoot hunters go out and they look for Bigfoots. They don't find them. They just keep going.
So we're getting back to
This
Bigfoot.
article says 2021.
Bigfoot's real.
So pretty recent.
Let's move on.
recent.
I'm
Pretty
pro
recent.
Bigfoot.
okay.
What I know.
I don't know. 2021.
So,
yes.
and technically, paleontologists are scientists.
Technically.
And science is factual.
And they have expertise.
What are you getting at?
But science could be manipulated.
Science is never wrong.
Never mind.
People do a lot of crazy things for monetary gain.
Like fake these giant lizard things that walked around 65 million years ago.
But here's the thing: a paleontologist technically
650
isn't
million years.
technically isn't a dinosaur. Person studies dinosaurs.
It's a study of evolution.
Yeah, it's study of fossils and evidence of past life.
Okay.
Okay.
So they're just trying to find fossils, not
Yeah,
necessarily
they could.
dinosaurs.
Yeah, they're not looking. There's other people looking for like
So some counterpoints.
megalodons.
Some counterpoints that I have against some of the points I made myself was, like Luke's saying, what are they called again?
Paleontologists.
Paleontologists. They're not making any money now.
I mean, you just said that on average make 91K a year.
Yeah, but
yeah, but now it's something like.
I did watch a Joe Rogan podcast.
Oh,
Shout out to Joe. Podcast. Podfather.
Yep.
The second greatest podcast in the world,
Yeah. You know.
right behind me.
Yeah.
Right number one.
Right,
Larkin
behind
Plus.
us.
And he had a professional on, and he basically said that he has to work as a bartender to pay his rent. He's a month behind car payments. He has friends who don't have work right now. He said, if this is such a booming industry and we made it all up for money, why am I making no money? So I was like,
Because the
okay.
people that want to make money are the ones that are creating like the movies, the shows, making the merchandise. Paleontologists are out there digging for not just dinosaurs but also like ancient civilizations and ancient people.
Like that job.
You're right. You're right.
Sounds like a cool job.
Another
No,
one.
I don't think it's. great.
digging up like Atlantis?
That's in the water.
I'm curious about pyramids.
Yeah.
Pyramids are a big one to me. I don't know.
Digging up Atlantis.
Another argument, I said that there has never been a full,
Constructed.
yeah, well, there has never technically been, but they have put together 99% or 98% of one.
Of
Of
an
a
actual.
dinosaur.
I mean,
So
What
like
about the head thing I
so
was
the
talking about?
so the
Did you look that
so
up?
the T-Rex
I didn't
at
find
the
anything about
National Geographic Museum in USC is not a fully completed T-Rex.
There's one.
Bro,
It's,
you think-
what is it called? It's
do you
They
really
call
think that's what
it
they look like
Sue.
walking around?
at the Field Museum.
They weren't walking around. They weren't real, bro.
Well, my thing is like you just said at the USC museum.
Yeah.
That you see a T-Rex.
Yeah.
I don't know if dinosaurs are real or not. I don't know if they're real or not. But my thing is, if they are real, and I think they were real. I do not think they look anything like that, bro.
Okay. So why do you think that?
Dude, we just guessed. You didn't see it. They didn't see it. It was 50
Exactly.
million years ago.
Exactly. So we're
That's
just
why we're
like
saying, why do they
Wait, but what about
Well, my thing
fossils?
is he's saying that like.
What about
that's
evidence? What
the
about
T-Rex
evidence?
looks
What
like.
about the heads that are like this big? What about
So what
that?
I would say is I agree with him. Like when you go on National Geographic and you watch those shows and it's like
It's like
dinosaurs
50
running
feet
around.
tall. And
Yeah.
he's
No,
like,
no, no.
like this.
Not the tall, but it's more like the scales and the colors, things like that. We have no idea what they
Yeah.
were actually skin wise, but we have a good idea of what they actually like structurally were.
How?
But here's what here's something that I've heard
You just see the bone.
is that people have unanimously agreed, yeah, dinosaurs are real, right? People say they're real.
I'm on that
But it sounds like there's a lot of things that they got wrong. A lot of things that are coming out now is that like pretty much all of them had feathers apparently.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
that's the
what they're
thing.
saying.
Because like when you look it up, they say chickens are one of the descendants and birds are still a descendant, but you've only really seen pictures of a couple with feathers.
Yeah, they're also saying
I
that
only see like the scaly
Because that
also
also
saying-
could have been part of like the evolution cycle of the dinosaurs, right? So like at 650 million years ago, they could have been like the lizard type, but then slowly evolved to
Yeah.
then finally get
but I
feathers and
think
then look
the
like
argument
birds.
is that they found a dinosaur that was like way before, like earlier than any of them, and it had feathers. So they're kind of saying like, well, I think maybe all of them had feathers.
That's weird. I don't know.
But that's just an assessment from a paleontologist.
At the end of the day, you're right. It's like there's 65 billion years.
So
that
ba-
we just
so-
don't.
Saying that assessment, what are the facts that have been presented?
I found on I think it was .uk website.
Yes, yes, we love
And
it.
it was about a feathered dinosaur. I think I found another one. Velociraptors are actually only like that tall. And they have
They're not
feathers.
that big, yeah.
So Jurassic Park line.
Yes.
That's my point. Is like I feel like we don't actually know what they look like.
So do you think in this bone race where they're just rushing to go find bones, so let's say they are real.
Okay.
I feel
Let's
weird-
say-
I feel weird for saying that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Let's say dinosaurs are real, guys.
Because they're not. Because they're not.
So you have this big bone race,
Yeah,
and there's this
yeah.
pressure to just get all these bones and fossils out. Do you think there were some steps missed? Do you ever think maybe they did fake some bones to maybe boost themselves a little bit? Do you ever think they're rushed a little bit, didn't get the straight facts, and now we're kind of with this skewed view of dinosaurs now?
Like Russia.
I totally agree.
Like how we had to fake
Yeah.
the moon landing.
I'm not saying
Be Russia.
No,
Exactly. Russia.
But I'm not
Exactly.
saying dinosaurs aren't real or they're completely fabricated now. Like I'm just getting the argument that maybe they fabricated some of them or some things that we know are fabricated due to it being a business.
Yeah,
almost.
Correct. And everything is a business.
Exactly. Luke, do you have anything to say about that?
I'm just looking up feathers because I'm trying to find what's the purpose of feathers. Obviously, they help. They can help animals fly, but they also kind of keep them warm, blend in, show off, and keep them dry. So kind of like how fur is, I
I
guess
was
you
gonna
could
say
say.
I like that actually. At first I was
So
like,
I just
why?
was trying to find out why, because you think right now
Wasn't
there's
the Earth a
Why do they
lot
need feathers
colder back then, anyways?
I don't know if it was cold or not, but I know
Because if it was at all colder, you think reptiles would not be dominating.
that's
Earth.
very true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
correct. But wasn't
Were they
Back
warm-blooded reptiles?
the gas? So the gas in the air wasn't just oxygen at the time. Back then, there was huge, large pockets of like hydrogen. Like
It was
all
mainly
these, all
hot. This says mainly hot and humid. No evidence of ice ages or glacious foundations.
Right.
All the way back then.
Yeah, during the dinosaurs. Let's just quick.
Okay.
So back then, climate change wasn't really real.
Well, it's still not. It's still not.
So, but
Hey,
what I'm
hot
saying
take?
is,
Hey.
is like so T-Rex is obviously if they have feathers, they didn't fucking fly.
No.
Oh,
No.
clearly not.
So what I'm
What
saying
about a
is they're-
pterodactyl?
well, yeah, they flew.
No,
What I'm saying is like there's a lot of flightless
They
birds. Like
exist.
if a lot of them had feathers, there's a lot of flightless birds, and I feel like a lot more flightless birds then than there are now. So I wonder why there's no flightless.
Something else I found is that apparently they have found traces of, apparently, however, a bird digests. I think they digest food in their gizzard.
Yes.
They call it. And
Yeah.
they said they found that thing inside of the gizzard of a dinosaur.
Is that
Or
what
they found proof of it.
all dinosaurs?
I can't remember which one it was.
It's a 700 known species.
But they do find allegedly proof of teeth.
Right.
So they're not like birds to the extent of like they have beaks.
Exactly.
So they at least did.
Remember, they constructed a whole being off of one tooth, right?
Correct.
That I think that is actually fact check. I think that is true. Is that the very first one they just found one tooth and they just built things.
But
off
that
of it.
one tooth could have been from, like, if you look at a saber-toothed tiger, that one tooth is like 6-8 inches long. Like, it could have easily been a saber-tooth or something from the Neolithic era.
That's what you're saying. Could just be something else. Dinosaurs could just not be real.
Dude, some guy might have been low on money. He's like, yo, I'm gonna sell this shit, and I'm gonna call it a fucking dinosaur.
It's a dino.
It's
You
a
got
dino.
enough
Swear to
people
God.
in on it. You got enough people in
Yeah.
on it.
Exactly. Now you make it a monopoly. You charge people to fucking go out and dig these things. One guy at the top is making money. It's the most massive pyramid scheme ever.
So
I like that. I have to believe dinosaurs are real. I think
Okay.
dinosaurs.
Now, is that just your adolescence just speaking to you?
Yeah.
You're going to watch
No, I
Jurassic
agree.
Park and all that?
Yeah, strictly that.
Okay.
Strictly
Pretty
just
much, pretty much.
It's
Pretty much.
strictly-
Nostalgia aside, what do you feel?
You're right. You're right. I think. Sorry, viewers. Everything to the side, past this last 20 minutes, say dinosaurs aren't real.
Okay. And it's okay if you flip back and forth.
Another thing that got wrong about dinosaurs, I'm starting to hear about, is some more research I was doing, is that they classified one dinosaur different than another one, and it just ended up being that one of them was just a younger version of the other one. Like
Okay,
there was a Triceratops. There was two kinds of them. I can't remember the name of the other one. Apparently, some people know it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But there's two different ones, and the Triceratops apparently is just like the teenage version of the other one. But they classify them as two different ones. So apparently, what they would do is that a guy would find some bones here, and another guy would find bones here, and they'd be like, "Hey, they kind of look similar, but I found this one, and you found that one. I'm going to name this that, and this that." And then eventually, they came together like years and years later, and they're like, "Wait, these are the same thing. This one was just younger than the other one." So
Fair.
there's a lot of things that got wrong about dinosaurs, no matter if they're real or not.
All right, so just some numbers I found is 90% of ocean species and 70% land species vanished from the extinction. So it wasn't full 100%.
The 90% of the ocean.
Really?
Well, you think if a meteor hits and then raises the temperature and then probably lose a lot of the sea, that probably would happen.
I was thinking it'd be like, because people say, "Oh, we don't know what's out there," so it's weird, like in the water. So it's weird that like.
Also, what I'm finding interesting is like dinosaurs were probably about 60 million years ago. The oldest megalodon, because I'm looking at sea creatures right now, is about 23 million. So that's 40 million years after.
That is crazy.
So-
That's a huge number.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's a
that's
huge
crazy.
gap.
So I
Megalodons-
also what I'm kind of bringing up is like
Megalodons are
what's a dinosaur?
No, I like that. I like that.
Like, were the dinosaurs in that specific period before the extinction, or like a little bit after too, or not a little bit?
You know,
Like,
I wouldn't consider a megalodon a dinosaur. It's just a very
You
large
know what
fish.
dinosaurs are?
Fake.
Piece of a puzzle. Puzzle that made a lot of people a lot of money. It's an industry.
Wait, so I gotta ask you. So
Fake or not, it's an industry.
I gotta ask. So it says that there's roughly 700 species that have been found and discovered, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, do you guys think because that's so much over all continents that, like you said, they could find one, look similar? Do you think the misinformation grew, but some were like, so say one dinosaur could be true, but then others could just be built up on information that makes sense?
That's kind of what we're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Is
fine.
that,
A lot of- there's
that
a
was
lot
my
of
question
fabrication.
earlier when I said that there was like the bone race. You get two guys competing basically for almost like they're competing for money at this point.
Yeah,
You don't think one of them was like, "Hey,
It's
I
like-
found a new bone."
Like I said, in movies you see heights. You
Yeah,
see
it's like
heights of
freaks and
dinosaurs.
geeks from freaking like Red Dead Redemption, where you have the fucking people just going out there looking for random bones and trying to make money off of it.
Yeah.
So do you think like a lot of it? since they're 700, I think a lot of it's just
Red
kind
Dead
of.
Redemption 2, I'd be honest.
You
He
never
did.
played it? It's a lot.
I played it. He beat it though.
There's a whole section where you have to go like actually search for dinosaurs and then you like the bones and you
There's a
actually
part where
go.
you get knocked out and raped.
Oh, well, that's great.
That's great.
So
No,
what I
don't
want
do
to
that.
say, we brought up on the show in the past is I feel like a lot of the proof of dinosaurs could also be from the ocean as well. That
That's
we
what I'm
just
saying.
haven't discovered yet.
I've heard the argument
like
is
that.
apparently the first fossil was actually found in the ocean. Well, what I've heard, the first fossil was found in the ocean.
Because it's not real.
And how much of the ocean have we discovered? What's the that number?
I almost said
Five-
less.
five-
less.
So we don't even know. Like
Well,
this
that's
argument
why I
can
think
change.
it's crazy that we're gonna
change.
say that we only
Pangea.
know 5%, but 90% was extinct.
Pangea.
Pangea. Do you believe in
I think
Pangea?
they're just
No,
You do
no,
not believe in Pangea.
No.
Really?
You have to.
No.
Yeah, you have
That's
to.
the point.
Yeah, just
I mean,
five. Just 5% of the ocean has been
5% of the
discovered.
I
Oh
know.
my gosh.
I
So
know.
this argument can completely
Really?
change.
No Pangea. But I feel like if you were to believe in dinosaurs, the only way for you to believe in them would be Pangea. Because you're saying you found fossils here that fit the fossils over there and no other continents. It's like, how?
I don't believe
It'd
it.
have to be.
They walk.
Continental drift.
They're that tall.
But
They walk them-
evolution
they walk
in years
their
and
bottom.
years, like
Okay.
you
They
just
walk
have the same
around.
dinosaur here as in one region as the other.
Well, did you know? Were you there when dinosaurs were there?
Did those shits just get
Were you there
sent to
when
the
dinosaurs?
sky
Were you
when
there when
the meteor
dinosaurs?
hit?
were?
Was it a big
Were you there when
Fortnite
dinosaurs-
event and everything was
Hey,
like, woo?
Were you there when Fortnite? Were you there when dinosaurs? were? Hey,
I wish.
they just actually swam.
Oh, I remember
Hey, you
when
know
I
the
read this.
rest.
Oh, okay. Pangea.
Right.
Hey man, if I was on the Titanic, I simply would have swam to shore.
It's just
I
simple
don't
fact.
understand. Like, how
Hold
do you
your
not?
breath.
How do you not believe
Hold
that?
your
Looking
breath.
like this picture alone. Like, how do you not believe it?
He
You
doesn't
don't
have to
believe in
believe.
what?
He doesn't have to believe in Pangea.
I don't believe in
That
Pangea.
seems very
I don't
logical.
believe
It seems
Pangea.
like I
I
don't
don't
know.
believe in Pangea.
So there's a problem I want to present when I was doing some research. And I found these videos saying dinosaurs never existed and all this, and they're all conspiracy conspiracy theory videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is that these people can go in their comment section, read a comment they don't agree with, and just boop, you're blocked. I don't want to hear from you. So you don't
That
have to
sounds
be
like censorship right there.
Censorship.
exactly.
Yeah,
So these
censorship.
people are coming up with these videos saying dinosaurs don't exist, and they're just giving their ideas, but there's no one combating them. They're not allowing anyone to combat them. You just got, like I said, people in the comments. You just get blocked. So everyone who watches the video, they don't get to look in the comments and be like, hey, someone disagrees with this guy. They just only see everyone agreeing, and they're just like, hey, well, must be true. And it sounds really compelling when no one's there to tell you otherwise.
Yeah.
And I've also heard that people will post works saying, yeah, dinosaurs didn't exist, but
Like how the Earth is
they will
flat.
silence and they will have works removed that debunk them or argue with them. And I was like, no, you can't do that. So you got this misinformation, you got this big group of people growing and growing, and they're only hearing from people who believe that dinosaurs didn't exist. And there's no opposing force.
True. I mean, yeah, that sounds really suspect to me.
You
So
think
I'm
it works
just-
for the other side
I'm
too?
just presenting a problem. And the other side is hard because I've tried to look into debunking
Mhm.
that dinosaurs don't exist. But I don't know if it's because of what I just stated, where
Mhm.
a lot of stuff gets taken down, or it's just because the reason for dinosaurs to exist should just be everything that you learned in school.
No, yeah.
That the dinosaurs have existed.
Because I feel like the other side of the argument. I feel
What's
like
the
that's what
point
you
of us
see.
learning it in school? There's no point of us learning it in school.
I mean,
history.
yeah, you just would say history.
No, but like if it's fake and it's not real.
Well, the continental drift is real.
But they don't want
No,
you to
like
think
the
that it's
dinosaurs.
fake.
Exactly. They want you to think it's real.
They want you to think it's real. So that
Sounds
then when you
ingrained in
go,
your head.
so
Part
then
of
you
history.
go watch Jurassic Park, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, dude! T-Rex on my shirt."
Why does the school care about if I buy a Jurassic World shirt?
Because
Schools don't care.
Schools don't care.
I think you're thinking
It's
a little
a
too
sense.
small for this.
Yeah.
You gotta think about who built the schools, or who had the schools made, who runs the schools, who
Government,
hired the
government
people.
run school.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
so is the
higher,
Illuminati
higher, higher.
real? Is the Illuminati
Don't they
real?
need to pass like
Something
what
up there
gets
is real.
taught and all that?
What'd you
kind of
say?
stuff,
What
too?
did you
Is the Illuminati real?
Oh.
So I want to help us get a little more grounded.
Hey,
Thank you.
Josh,
I
Someone had
found,
to do
I
it.
found, I was looking up some stuff because I always heard about this
We need more
animal.
grounded.
They're called the horseshoe crab.
Yes,
It's an
this is the
interesting
first
point.
one.
The interesting point is they have been around allegedly 445 million years, which is before dinosaurs.
145.
Just gonna say this is if they survived all this time, they're still around today.
Mm.
Why is nothing else?
What is it? Is it it's a crab?
Making
Yeah,
them
I think
even
you've seen
older
it
than
before.
dinosaurs.
Wait, where did
This is
they?
a horseshoe crab.
Oh yeah,
You guys have definitely seen them
I
before.
know
And you've seen them at the aquarium.
Wait. How
Let's see
long
it,
have
let's
they?
see it.
What's it called?
445 million years.
How long
Before-
are dinosaurs? 60?
245.
Yeah.
245.
You've,
So
you've seen this.
So they've been.
So-
they were around like
Mistake.
55 million years before.
So if you guys are listening, you guys could look up horseshoe crabs.
You
So
see
you guys
before
have
it.
seen them at the aquariums, but
No.
So if they've
No,
been
you
around for
please
this
don't
long, why
They
why are there no other species that are like dinosaurs still around?
I actually like that argument. I
It
do
could
like
be
that
an alien.
argument.
No,
That is
I
a
mean,
good-
but
that
it's
is
been
a
around
really
for
good
so
point.
long. I feel like an alien would have died out.
Up there.
They've been around for so long.
Could have a projector or
But
something.
isn't that the
just kinda
same
like slideshow.
theory that like not even a nuke can like kill a cockroach either?
That's fair, but like I said, the extinction didn't kill everything.
You hear that?
Correct.
Kill
I get what
everything.
you're saying.
So then what?
I get
So
you're saying.
are we all on the same page that it was a gigantic meteor that killed these dinosaurs?
That's what we're gonna roll.
That's what you have to say.
I feel
You
like
have to
there's
say
no-
it.
there's
So
no
then-
crab, there's nothing else
But a
that, like-
crab, like a
That's so
species
lame,
didn't get
bro.
wiped away.
They were under the sand.
Oh shit!
Damn.
My
bad.
A bunker stand.
A bunker.
How you there, man?
So also another point I just kind of want to bring up is
And
let's just
there's a
kind of
show.
go down the list of things because we've been talking about this market, this market, this market. Let's kind of talk about some things that have just made massive amounts of money. So I brought one up, a soft one up earlier about the National Geographic. They have their TV shows about dinosaurs and
Yep.
them roaming the earth. But then there's also all the movies that are completely fictional
Mm-hmm.
that they've also made. Obviously Jurassic Park. They've
Zilla.
made a whole franchise.
Zilla.
That's a good one. They made a whole franchise off of it. Then there's also that dinosaurs movie. I don't remember. There's like an animated one we used to watch a lot, but there's a lot of different things that they've made off
Land Before
dinosaurs.
Time?
Yes, so that's one of them. I think there's one literally called Dinosaur or Dinosaur.
Oh, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just called Dinosaur.
So there's a lot of things that are made, and also the action figures. How many of us have had toys of dinosaurs when we
Oh
were kids?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Little
Yeah.
kids are obsessed with
It was
dinosaurs.
great.
So it's just there are some points to be made that there's a lot of money made, and it's a very big market now.
I think where I'm kind of leaning towards, I think my mind is set is that dinosaurs are real. I think they're real, but I think our view of them has been skewed due to people wanting to make money off of them, and they kind of either present them in a light that makes them more attractive to people, or they just kind of rushed everything out there like we were talking about before the bone race, and we kind of lost some information there.
I also
Definitely a
think
disconnect.
I also think back
the
then
feather thing and
Yeah.
the market back then was more about the actual bones, about finding dinosaur bones. But maybe nowadays, since so many have been found, maybe they turn to other things like the TV and the toys and everything. Maybe
To bring it
that's-
to life.
Yeah, so maybe they
that's
they
why
went
the paleontologists don't make anything.
because they're not finding as much. I mean, because back then it was a groundbreaking discovery. Now it's like, oh, I found this, which is a good discovery.
Something I heard that when Joe Rogan had that guy on, he said that he found a bone in 2008. No one heard about it till 2012. 'Cause that's how long it takes
The
to
world ended.
research. That's how long it takes to research the fossil. That's how long it takes to take care of the fossil and move it and dig it back up. So
Really?
So it wasn't until I mean
process.
they dug it out and he went through the whole process.
Like
That was
can't
very
break it,
grueling
yeah,
and
yeah.
terrible. But then he also said like the research on it and validating it and saying what it was. And it wasn't until
Backing it up,
2012
right.
you finally see it in the news. You're like, hey, I found a
So
dinosaur
it's like in
bone.
4 years, and he probably only got paid like one time for that 4 years of work.
I'm sure.
It's probably more of like
I
a
think at this
royalties
point-
thing. I'm guessing. When
I
you
think back
provided-
then, when it was more Wild Wild West in the 1819, I think you just got paid per bone. But now I'm sure you get paid like it's an actual job.
And
Right.
what I'm saying is, it's probably royalties as well. So you provide it to like a museum, they probably pay you.
Pay you
Kind
a
of
small-
like you're an
And-
actor and
Yeah,
you
you
have
get
like a
the movie
TV
5
show that
years
runs.
And
you
you also
kinda
get paid
money.
based on like the funding that you get to go on these digs as well.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
They probably get funded by.
People
other
gonna
things.
back you on
Just
it.
like how
yeah.
we get funded for this.
Mm.
Yeah.
One day.
Were we,
That's
tra-
what
were we
we're
creating a
doing.
fund?
Us.
Yeah.
Talk about sponsors, please.
No, we have a GoFundMe. We have a GoFundMe. Locker and Legends.
We
Go.
don't. We don't.
It's going on soon. Don't
I
worry.
don't want people to actually give us money.
Like, just
for
Venmo.
nothing.
Just Venmo.
Jacob Cavazano, yeah.
My cell is
Yeah.
my cell. My phone number is.
God.
That's how it is. Yeah, dinosaurs are for
Hey, you
sure.
got Cash App?
Yeah.
Oh,
Who the hell uses cash?
I don't use that.
What are you, a goddamn dinosaur?
Oh,
I
no,
think-
no, no. I'm a Zelle and
I hope
Venmo guy.
not, because that would mean you don't exist.
Well, we haven't had limited methods of payment. That's all I'm saying.
I think dinosaurs, they are real for sure. They just didn't look the way. Like, it wasn't T-Rex, wasn't like that.
I can get behind that. It over-exaggerated, for sure.
For sure.
So, does anyone have anything else to say, or are we going to wrap it up right now?
I
I just want to say what a fossil is.
Okay.
Mm.
They are preserved remains or traces of remains of ancient organisms. They are rocks. They are rocks, pretty much. Preserve an entire organism or just part of one.
Okay,
But
so
also, I found that like tree sap, like in actually Jurassic Park, tree sap could have also preserved bones as well.
That's why there's so many things found in tar pits.
Yeah, creating air bubbles and preserving the bones.
Apparently, I heard that they found saber-tooth like teeth completely intact.
Yep.
Because they're in the tar pits.
So you're saying I can... So what you're saying is I can put myself completely in sap.
Well, they'll find your
You
bones.
won't be
alive.
no, it would just be like your preserved skeleton. Like it wouldn't
Yeah.
be like you. What?
I
Like,
hope
you won't be here 60 million years.
I hope you're at least doing something
Like you
cool.
So back to this like
I'm just gonna jump in the sap.
bone
like this.
race thing, and then if fossils are technically rocks, you can get some dope artist to just chisel away, make these sculptures.
I like,
That
that's
could have been a thing
interesting.
too.
That's interesting. Why it takes so long for it to maybe
Right.
get put together? I like that.
So I think I'll close this out with saying, I don't know about. You know what? Let's go around let's go around the table. Let's start with Luke. Luke, where is your stance on dinosaurs now?
I said mine. I'm good. Join with me. I said mine.
Okay, Trav, let's start with you then.
I said mine. Dinosaurs did not look the way that everyone says they looked. They were like my height. I could take a dinosaur on.
I like that take.
Hot take. If
I
a dinosaur
like
walked
it.
through the door.
That's big talk from a guy who'll never fight a dinosaur because.
That's what I'm saying. So if a dinosaur walked through that
I'll
door,
talk my talk.
I would fuck a dino up. That's it. Dinosaurs are real. I'd take a dino
That's
on.
what your viewpoint is.
See, I don't understand his point because there are dinosaurs alive. I'm going to relate this back to the original topic, guys.
I know. Set it up.
Tom
Set it up.
Brady is still playing in the NFL,
my
so
God.
he can go fight a dinosaur.
I can go find Tom Brady.
He can go fight Tom Brady. He can
Travis
fight a
Brady.
dinosaur.
It's
Hey,
all your
I-
perception of what a dinosaur is.
I do believe dinosaurs are real. We do know what they look like. They look like number 12 from Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Josh, I believe you came in here believing dinosaurs are not real. What is your viewpoint now?
It is still, they're not real.
No. I love it.
I
love
still
it.
believe that it was a
But
huge monetary gain
Yeah. I like
made
Josh's
by these
reasoning.
like huge corporations, and that could tie back to literally
You would
anything
know.
in this.
I like
freaking
Josh's
country.
reasoning because it's not because he like did research and said, "Wow, that's really compelling." That this guy said dinosaurs didn't exist because of this and this and that. He just thinks that all the money they gain from this, I could see people creating this shit for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just like the
Absolutely.
where are we at, Jacob?
Whoa, what's his name?
Whoa.
What's that?
Hey, we heard it live.
Oh,
we heard it
Oh,
live.
we heard it live. We heard it live. Hey guys, if you didn't know,
You just said my name. I was like,
Hey, guys,
cut-
if
can
you
we
didn't
cut
know-
Fight, cut that out, man.
no,
that? Can we
no.
cut that?
I'll
Can we
cut it.
that?
No, if you didn't know, I'm a Jacob too.
We're gonna have to cut it actually.
Yeah.
We'll
But
cut
I
it.
think
everyone else in their take, we need to cut it.
To get back on track, I do think yes, they are, but it's like everything else in this world. There's misinformation. You don't know who to believe these days. So I think I'm a little more half and half on it now. I would have to say.
Okay.
I think that your
No.
opinion was. I believe I thought I was going to come in here and make a compelling argument that dinosaurs didn't exist, but I did more research, and I found I looked and I saw I was like, well, you know, dinosaurs they're real. But in my research, I found that there are disconnects and there are probably things that we missed, and obviously there's still things we're learning about them now. Like I said, the feather things, the gizzard thing, that I don't think they look like they do in Jurassic Park.
Yep, I agree.
100%.
100%.
Yes or not?
It's the
I just
it's-
wouldn't be
it's the appeal factor.
surprised.
It feels, yeah.
If one day I find out
The eye
dinosaurs
test.
were
It's the
never
eye
real.
test. It's the eye test for sure.
Like I'm just not gonna rule it out, you know.
Just like
Keep
the
it in
moon
the back.
landing.
Keep it in the
Like,
back.
I'm not gonna go tell.
I guess I'll say the point. My point in this whole episode was not to make people believe that dinosaurs weren't real. My whole point was just for people to just question things. Don't just take things. Why do we all think dinosaurs are real? Because they told us that in school. But I went in there and I did some research. I looked at both sides and I was like, you know what? Yeah, dinosaurs are real.
If you're smart, you would always ask why.
Yeah. Ask the whys,
Ask
guy.
the why.
I
Ask the
hate those
why.
kind of people.
And I
Hate them.
can't tell that back
Just
into
do us
our
told.
why. Just I'll sign us off, guys. Think outside the box.